A new project aimed at Indigenous-focused filmmaking has created some unique opportunities for up-and-coming content creators. So joining us from Vancouver to tell us more about this is Farhan Umedaly. He is the lead instructor and founder of Empowered Filmmaker. Farhan, welcome. Great to have you with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Okay, so first of all, can you share a little bit about yourself? I understand that your parents were refugees who immigrated to Canada. So, did that have an impact on your current career in filmmaking, especially in telling stories about people enduring hardship?
Yes, it's a good question to ask. My family comes from an Ismaili background, so they had been in East Africa and Uganda for some time, many generations, and then ended up coming as refugees to Canada when Idi Amin was basically installed as a dictator there. And, um, you know, we built up our lives here with a lot of opportunity in Canada, but we never were educated about Indigenous communities and what really happened to them. And I feel like, in my faith, in my community, giving back is an important facet of that. So is volunteerism and being of value and of service. So why not be of service to the people who are here originally and be friends and share stories together and lift up their voices? So I feel like I found a place of belonging in this land through supporting them, and it really enriched my life too. So I get to see all these beautiful cultures that people tried to sweep under the rug, and I feel like we missed out on something beautiful there.
Oh, that's lovely. And I believe that this whole thing kind of started with a project through the Tell a Story Hive Empowered Filmmaker program. So, can you tell us how this came about and what your goals are?
Yeah, so I ran a production company since 2009. I have this kind of strange background of neurobiology with music production and a little bit of work in renewable energy. But when I started my
Wow.
production company, I was doing commercials and mostly for renewable energy companies. What happened was I ended up supporting an Indigenous community to help protect their land from a huge, basically a pipeline project that was going to threaten the Skeena River. And when they asked me to help them to protect that area by making this film, I realized that I really should be teaching them. And that way they can tell their own stories. They don't have to depend on somebody from the outside. And so I applied for a grant with Story Hive, and it was a 5-day program because I figured people only have 5 days to spare. And with these modern small gimbals, I'll show you one actually that we use with the program. These little cameras here, basically they have like wireless audio capability, and then they self-stabilize. So you can take them anywhere, and you get 4K beautiful films. And I designed the program around the sort of cutting edge technology, and then I would help them produce their own films with my own drone shots and like through mentoring. But at the end of like 5 days, they're going from file management, script and storyboard to shooting to editing. And we have a film festival on the final day where we have awards, film distribution, and grant opportunities too. So they're kind of
After
like,
5 days.
yeah. So it's kind of
That's
unreal, and people
incredible.
think like, is this, are you insane? Like, how do you even do this? But because storytelling's in the blood of the community, it's such a rich
Mhm,
part of their culture. All I'm doing is
mhm.
bridging with a little technological know-how, and they're off to the races, basically.
Yeah. And those little gimbals, it's just your cell phone that fits on there, right?
Yeah, you can control them with your cell phone to control the
Yeah.
aperture, shutter speed, and all of the other settings. But
Hmm.
yeah, they're sort of standalone little gimbals. Yeah. So
Yeah,
everyone has
that's
a
neat.
smartphone now, right? So we can use these things to make that camera
Yeah.
come to life.
That's wild. Okay, so what were some of the practical things that you were teaching about making films, and what kinds of things did the students get to do hands-on?
Yeah, so we like to get the cameras in their hands right away. So how to, expose the perfect shot. What is aperture, shutter speed, ISO settings, rule of thirds, so framing your shot, how to do interview technique, how to do camera movement to do visual storytelling, make that so you're not just looking at a talking head like this, you're actually seeing movement, taking us into the thoughts and show people that what they can't normally see. So making that story engaging using just camera movement, and then also importing the footage, so file management, and then setting up their project in Adobe Premiere. We use like 3 sequences: one for B-roll, which is all that visual storytelling; one for messaging to consolidate the message, and then it all comes together in one called the cut, where we add like soundtracks, titles, color grading, transitions, and all the bells and whistles, and even some AI now to help kind of recreate, things that are never were possible with, this. These some of these stories are like about creation stories about different beings and like sort of supernatural. And so, yeah, can do that too.
That's wild. All the special effects.
Yeah. Right, we go all
So
out.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. Okay, so when did these 5-day filmmaking workshops, when you did them, what kind of experience did the participants have beforehand?
Oh,
And then
yeah.
compared to what kinds of, I guess, what kinds of backgrounds did they come from?
Usually no film background, but a mission. So they sign up with a concept or a film that they want to produce or an interest, and their application is based on the acceptance criteria is how can they benefit their community. So they usually come in with a mission, and you don't need any experience. So the youngest I've had is 14, and we go all the way to the set in their late 70s. So what we often, so elders are totally welcome. We usually pair the elders with the youth so that there's like a cool sharing opportunity there, and that way the elders feel like sometimes they're doing this as like a legacy project. So this is a message I want to leave behind and about my story, and it's quite emotional, and very beautiful films come out of it.
Oh, that's wonderful. It sounds amazing. No, it sounds amazing. So, how many students from Southern Alberta participated in the program, and what age range were they?
Yeah, so I mean, we've had the huge range, and especially Lethbridge. I think the youngest one we ever had in was in Lethbridge. So one time let a 12-year-old join it, but with his grandma. So
Oh,
yeah, it was
sweet.
pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Usually the program is about 25 participants, and we end up making around 8 to 10 films per week. So generally speaking.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. How many participants were in your workshops?
So we aim for registering 100 every year.
Okay.
So with 4 communities. So
Okay.
basically, it's a long road trip. I'll pack up the car with our emotional support dog Skina, an assistant, and all these camera gimbals and So we actually bring laptops with software loaded in them. So there's
Yeah.
no barrier to entry. You don't have to have any equipment. We bring it all to you.
Wow. So you are traveling from community to community
Yeah.
to do this.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I
you're
want to
like
be
the
of service in
traveling
their
teacher.
community. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's like a road show. I don't want there to be a barrier to entry where people have to go far away. But you know what? Sometimes they actually do travel a bit because some of the reserves
Mm,
and things that they're living in are a little bit
yeah.
outside of the city centers where we actually do the program. So it
Yeah.
depends,
So yeah. So how many communities will you hit in a given time frame? Was this over the course of a year, or how long
Oh no, it's in a month.
was this? It's
So,
within a month.
yeah, so I just
Okay.
nonstop for 1 month. Basically, I'm doing I just need one day to get from one community to the next. So, sometimes like 15 hours of driving though, hey, in between.
Not a lot of rest for you, that's for sure.
No, that's why I keep that head shaved and aerodynamic, looking
Yeah.
forward on the road. Yeah,
Very low maintenance. It's the
very low
best, isn't
maintenance. Yeah,
it?
yeah, it's
Oh, I
survival.
bet it was. I bet it was just as enriching for you as it was for the students, though.
It is. It is. I have to be really determined and put a lot of energy after class. So we go 9 to 5. We have breakfast served in the morning. Then we also have lunch. But basically, the class more or less becomes a hub for their productions. And so often, I have to get out on the land, go climb this mountain, go into the river, do these drone shots with people in their traditional clothes. Like beautiful moments are captured, and you get to really see. When you're driving through a place, you see, oh, it's beautiful, but just imagine that with all that culture behind it. So I'm such a lucky guy to actually experience it. Yeah, it's
Totally.
well worth the effort.
Uh, yeah. Okay. So one of the participants out of Lethbridge was Jory Charlebois, who is a creator out of Lethbridge, and they produced a short film called "The People Under the Bridge." Which focused on homelessness and addiction challenges that exist to a great degree in Southern Alberta. So, how long did it take for Jory to complete their film?
Well, it's the same with everybody, but I remember Jory and their team really spending a lot of extra time editing it because it was a really personal story to them. And also to us and me as well. I mean, I remember a few years ago, I also did another program. I've done that would be the third program I've done in the community there. So I've been there a few
Mm-hmm.
times and trained quite a few people. But we were on the streets with Sage Clan, and we witnessed
Yeah.
somebody OD right in front of us there with my assistant was just in tears seeing that kind of thing. Hadn't been exposed to that, but at the same time, we're if these films can make a difference and change the path of someone's life or give them meaning, to come out of this situation, I think that we should give our absolute best to them, right? So if Jory wants to do that, like, I'm all in as well. So we take it really personally. Like, this is I feel like the reason I'm alive is to teach filmmaking so they can make a change in the world. And
That's beautiful. And where can people watch this film, The People Under the Bridge?
yeah, so all of our films get distributed on TELUS Optic TV and video on demand, and a service called Stream Plus, but also on our YouTube channel for Empowered Filmmaker. So they can go to Empowered Filmmaker on YouTube, or they can go to empoweredfilmmaker.com. And that's where they can find more information about the upcoming programs this year. We'll also be in 4 communities this year. So,
Okay. How many Southern Alberta film projects were made in total? I know there was one. I mean, it sounds like you were in Lethbridge at least 3 times, from what you're saying. So, and I believe there was one produced by Sancho Austin that focused on the arts community in Medicine Hat.
Sancho's awesome. I think they've gone on to receive another some Story Hive grants and, like, really pushing their career forward. So I'd love to work with Sancho even as a mentor in this coming year. So I'll reach out to them as well. But I think on average, like, I'd say like 10, maybe another 10, and maybe another like 8. So probably like around 28 films, and that just out of Lethbridge. I'm talking Lethbridge alone. But we have other communities, so Medicine Hat and a few others.
And beyond. Yeah, I love that. What kind of results did this project or projects like this produce overall? I guess Sancho's. We'll take a look at Sancho's.
A lot of the times, communities, especially Indigenous communities, do have the capacity to hire people to do, like, media for their nation, but they need that introduction and training. So in a way, we've been able to help facilitate that and create opportunities. Some have created their own companies. I have some really great participants who are now registering their own companies. They're working with, say, Tourism Lethbridge or Indigenous Tourism Board and doing, like, some phenomenal work now. So this is just the start. We're giving them all the tools they need to jump to the next level. And literally, I'm a professional filmmaker. I'm a run and gun filmmaker. I do everything on my own. And that way, I teach that same method that I use, so that you don't need a huge crew to deliver, like, exceptional results. So that's how I kind of teach. So for self-sufficiency, which is what these communities really need.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. Teach a man to fish, right?
That's the whole thing.
Kind of that, yeah, that concept.
And women
Are
too.
we?
We mostly have it's what's lovely about the program is it's largely women, like, that are doing the program, and
Yes.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Are we potentially going to see some professional movie makers come out of this, you think?
Oh yeah, there are actually, or because I've
Yeah,
been doing this 9 years already, so I would say there's
wild.
scores of professional filmmakers coming out of the program.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Are there plans for future opportunities for more training and projects in 2026 and beyond?
Yes, we will be in 4 communities. We're just finalizing all of that information now and the whole plan. But definitely, we will be doing 2 programs in Alberta. So one of them will be Medicine Hat, as well as Grand Prairie will be another one. And we've done a few programs there, so way up north will be there. So back to Sancho's old stomping grounds, and yeah, hopefully I can snag him for some mentoring.
No kidding. Who can apply if someone were interested? Who can apply? How would they go about doing that?
Okay, so basically, coming up in January here, we're going to have our website ready with all the registration information. So that'll be www.empoweredfilmmaker.com, and you just have to click register. It'll ask you a bunch of questions. You just fill that out the best you can, and you're off to the races. And within a few months, we'll let everybody know who's accepted. I do call every participant and talk to them about their story, what's really feasible. Maybe they need to do some shooting beforehand, so it's really hands-on. But what ends up happening is they actually end up working in teams so that they feel supported, and it's a lot less pressure, but people can work alone if they need to.
Yeah. And it is specifically Indigenous that you are looking at for these
Well,
projects, right?
here's the thing. I'm not Indigenous to here. So I don't like to, uh, you know, pick and choose that way, but I prioritize the Indigenous participants, basically.
Yeah.
So that's how it generally worked so far.
Yeah.
I've always felt
It's,
welcome, and they, I like to, I come from, like I said, a people from far away, but sharing that knowledge is really nice. And it's always been like a family unit after. We always like are so close after we've struggled together making these films and sharing these bits. We're all like really good friends.
Yeah. It's like a family. Funny how that happens.
Yeah.
Super inspiring work that you are doing, I have to say.
Oh, thanks. I love it. I'm a lucky guy.
Yeah, I'm inspired by you for sure. Farhan, thank you so much for sharing with us today. It was great having you on.
It's really an honor. And I hope you enjoy some of the films sometime. Let me know what you think.
Okay. Farhan Umedaly is the lead instructor and founder of Empowered Filmmaker, right there at empoweredfilmmaker.com. I'm Jeanette Roche on behalf of all of us here at Bridge City News. Thanks so much for watching.